welcome Aaron Tevlowitz. He has more than 10 years of experience in partnership development, sales, and management. He's a passionate, driven leader who helps organizations grow revenue and reach through strategic and impactful partnership. So enjoy the talk, 5 keys to keeping your merchants away from SaaS-y Ecommerce. Aaron, well.
What's up, guys? Let's see if I can figure out how this thing works. Oh, I did. Great. All right. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? As was just introduced, my name is Aaron Tevlowitz. I am partner team manager, that is in my face, from Liquid Web. Many of you may know us all as Nexus. I like to start any of these things out as I am not an e-commerce expert. What I am is I'm an expert connector working on the partner team. I do a great job of figuring out what's the problem that you guys are discussing, how can we help solve it, and who's the person who's best able to do so. So when I have a lot of these talks, I like to make sure that I drive that point home for everybody. So topics today, we're going to start with just why. Why do y'all stick with Magento? When somebody comes to you and they're saying, why should I go with Magento? There are a lot of other options out there. One of the main things that we like to drive home for everybody is the customization and the flexibility of it. So when you guys are going to really anywhere, and you're like, hey, listen, my favorite food, I like to use cookies as an example. My favorite food, cookies. You can always get a box of cookies. Go to the store, they're fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with cookies you're gonna get. What if I told you that there was an awesome recipe book, and in that recipe book contained the 10 grandma's best cookie recipes? All over the country, people were looking at them, said, what are the 10 best that you've got there? You could bake them all yourself, absolutely, totally fine thing to do. What if I also told you that those grandmas were the ones who were baking the cookies? They will get all the ingredients, they will bake them all for you, they'll then drop them off at your house. That is kind of what you're able to get with Magento. You're getting the 10 best that are out there. Someone's gonna bake them, someone's gonna put them in a nice container for you, drop them off at your house. There's really no limit to how creative or customizable you can get on this one. So again, you can get a box of cookies, super good. Nothing wrong with them at all. But sometimes it's just better to get grandma's cookies instead. Tailor the user experience to specific business needs. Again, very specific to what you guys are looking for. When your clients are coming to you and they're telling you exactly what they want, what they need, yes, you can try to fit them into a box of what exists on another platform. Or again, you don't have to. Magento gives you that kind of flexibility. And integration with third-party services and APIs. Since you need something specific, you likely need the custom APIs. So again, you want that customized, that awesome cookie, but now you're going to a party for your alma mater's football game. What if you can make them into that shape? You can get them decorated in that way. That's kind of what you're able to get here. Ownership and control. With Liquid Web, if you're hosting with us, you should be. If you're not, we have a booth right outside. We have people who will tell you that we're great to host with. You can stay with us or host wherever you'd like if you're on Magento. So if you're on with us right now, awesome, you love it, but you decide, hey, I want to start looking at other providers, totally happens, you pick up, you go. When you're on with many of the others, you're kind of stuck on what they've got. If you're there and you outgrow what they're offering or it's not exactly what you're looking for, you then have to pick up, completely move, completely start over. Having that ability to kind of transfer, is one of the many reasons why we talked to a lot of people about sticking with Magento. Also, again, you can, with a customizable piece of this, you just get a blank server. With us, that's totally an option. You can get something out of the box, a cookie cutter option, totally fine for a lot of people. But some, you just want the server. You'll handle everything else. That's an option that you have here. Magento is the kind of place you're able to do that. No reliance on third-party service policies or restrictions. I was talking about this last night. Sometimes you are selling 100 million sticky hands. That was the option that was used last night. Very different than if you're selling brand new engines. Some of the other providers, they want to know, how many quote unquote sales are you making versus how much money are you selling? Others are then going to be like, well, okay, well, how much revenue do you have every single month? With us and with many others, that doesn't really matter with Magento. Now, obviously, if you're growing, your clicks are growing, your sales are growing, you may need to increase the size of your storage, whatever it is, whatever you need there. You may need to do that. That's inevitable, but you don't have to. Sometimes growing, you shouldn't be punished for growing. It's great that you're growing, you're making more money. You don't need to automatically be spending more on your hosting because of it. So just enjoy what you've got. If it's working for you, stick with it. You grow, we'll grow alongside you. Cost, efficiency, and scalability. Total cost of ownership over time, you're gonna spend more upfront, likely, with Magento. That's just, sorry, getting over being sick here. That's just the nature of the beast. But your hosting costs over time are likely to be lower. Sometimes it's better to pay up front and then pay less over time, again, as you continue to grow, as opposed to being forced to continue to pay maybe a little bit less up front, but you keep growing. You're paying more and more and more and more and more. With SaaS solutions, like I said, you're likely to pay more over time. When you outgrow the SaaS solution, I'm going to break the bad news to you, you're going to have to make the move anyway. So then what you did is you maybe paid a little less up front, you made all these changes, you did all these moves, you're paying. Now you have to pay more up front to move over to Magento and start the process all over again. Going with Magento right out of the gate allows you to maybe pay a little bit more up front. Many hosting providers will work with you if that's something that is causing grief on the front end as you're growing. Find the right size solution for you so you're able to grow, not pay too much out of the gate. We can continue working with you there. Avoiding transaction fees and subscription costs, that's just what you get with Magento. When you're hosting with us, you're not paying a subscription fee of any kind. Now, you may have other providers where you have subscription fees. It's not coming from this end. Scalability options also. We have some people who use Magento, itty-bitty mom and pops. You start off, small amount, doubles, triples, quadruples. We have the options to be able to grow right alongside of you. Those options can be very easy for you to just re-click. You click a button, resize, you move on up to the next size up because your company is growing. You also, with these options, have the ability to scale up quickly and then scale right back down. You have a giant sale on Friday. You have Black Friday, you have Cyber Monday, whatever it is. You have that option with these Magento plans that you're able to click. You scale up, you take on that incoming traffic. You then determine, like, is this a long-term thing for us? Scale right back down if it isn't. And at the end of the day, again, you're not paying more because of the clicks. So you make all those sales on the other providers, you're paying more money because of the clicks. You grew, you suffered because of it. With us, as long as it fits with what you've got there with Magento, you're good to go. And community and support. Again, there are a lot of people in the Magento space. I think everybody knows this. You are unlikely to come across a problem that has not come up for somebody before, which means you have an opportunity to go out there, large community, and find the solution to said problem without having to pay somebody, open a ticket, do whatever. A lot of these things have been fixed. They exist online for free. We can help you find that thing for free. You're then able to implement it, and boom, your problem is solved. You're not worried about, like, well, if this isn't customizable for me, what am I going to do? Like, that's a problem if you're sitting there being like, well, I have to figure out what this company has for me or what this option is. And one of these four might work. Versus on Magento, I know exactly what I need. This was a need for somebody else. It's in the exact same field that I'm in. Let's grab it, apply the patch, solve the problem. And availability of specialized agencies and freelancers. Been working with Magento since 2008. Thousands of sites, like I said. So we've worked with Topps Trading Cards, Spanx, and Mom's Popcorn Shop right down the street. So again, like I said, large companies have needs. There's a huge community that's been able to solve them. Small companies have needs, same things. It's nice to know that you're not stuck being like, which one of these 4, 3, 2 options are available to me. And yeah, realistically, like I said this was going to be quick. At the end of the day, what we like to make sure everybody understands and what all you guys know is Magento is truly a one-of-one. The other part is everybody can make it their one-of-one. So it's not the same for everybody. Everybody kind of gets what they need out of it. That's what we think, why we think sticking with Magento, moving over to Magento, and ditching some of the others that maybe don't allow you same level of flexibility is the way to go. That's all I got for you. I appreciate you guys. Anybody got questions? Yeah, go ahead.
I saw you guys now have a Magento Enterprise product.
Uh-huh.
Can you talk a little more about that?
So we've got a couple of options for Liquid Web. So if you didn't hear the question, Liquid Web, some of us people know it as Nexus, an enterprise option that's available. So we have two. We have cloud-based options that are available that can grow significantly higher than what's listed on the website. That, again, is the way that we work is we want to have a conversation with you to understand what your business needs are, not just be like, here's options on the website. Like, good luck. Maybe that's not the best way to go about things. So that options exist. We also have solutions architects that are available to you guys as just being part of the Liquid Web / Nexus family that we will allow, that we'll bring in for any meeting that you guys want to have to talk about bare metal or a cloud enterprise solution that would work for you depending on web servers, load balancing, all that stuff that you need. It also is, again, highly scalable. What we found with e-commerce is many of you guys, hopefully, or your clients, have an understanding of their business. They understand when sales are going to happen. They understand the ebbs and flows of what's going on. We're able to kind of map out an entire year in many instances of when will you need to auto scale? When will you need to add servers to what it is you're doing, plan for it, and then have our support team standing by the ready, knowing that like this is your client's biggest time of the year. They make 55% of their money in these 3 days over the course of the year. So if there is an issue, it's almost like having a dedicated IT team that's available. Part of the enterprise program allows for us to apply those resources and those people to your plans.
It's not like a dedicated server.
Oh, you have there is. You can have a dedicated individual server, you can have a dedicated cluster, you can have a dedicated cloud cluster, or yeah, you can just have a typical, we'll call it like just a very, very large single cloud server. Any of those options. Any other questions? Cool, well, I'll give you guys back a few minutes. I appreciate you all taking the time. Again, we're right outside here. If you guys want to talk about what your clients' needs are, we're happy to help. And if not, have a great rest of the day. See everybody at the after party / around New York City. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.